Marsau and LaTisha Scott have found themselves in a legal and financial mess once again, and this time, it involves a $48,000 debt that has resulted in a lien placed on their property, Scott Manor. This story isn't just about financial trouble, though. It also carries with it a sense of irony and perhaps even a dose of karma, considering the actions and words from Marsau in recent months. So, let's break it down and go over what happened, the impact of this lien, and how everything might tie back to some of Marsau's more questionable comments from the past. For those who don't know, Marsau and LaTisha Scott have been working on building their dream home for several years now. The property, which has been referred to by some as bedrock, has been in the construction process for so long that many have started to joke that the name fits, since the house has been stuck in the rock phase for what feels like forever. Despite the years of work, the house is still under construction, and some of the progress seems to be moving at a slower pace than expected. The issue that has now come to light, though, revolves around an unpaid construction bill. It appears that a construction company was hired to help with the excavation of the property, specifically, to remove rocks and perform other necessary tasks to get the land ready for the next stages of building. However, that construction company claims that they were never paid for their services. As a result, they have placed what is known as a mechanic's lien on the property. A mechanic's lien is a legal claim against a property that is filed by contractors, suppliers, or subcontractors who have not been paid for work or materials that were provided for a property's improvement. Essentially, this lien acts as a guarantee that the workers or suppliers will get paid for the services they provided. If the lien is not resolved, it can prevent the property from being sold or refinanced until the debt is paid. It's a legal tool that helps ensure that those involved in the construction process are compensated for their hard work. In this case, the lien has been placed for $48,000, the amount that Marsau and LaTisha allegedly owe for the construction work that was completed on their property. The amount, though substantial, is just a part of a much larger picture that seems to involve more issues around the couple's finances and their management of the construction project. The contractor had been trying to get paid for years, and after unsuccessful attempts to resolve the issue, they decided to file the lien, hoping it would force Marsau and LaTisha to settle the debt. Now, you might be wondering why this is such a big deal. After all, debts and financial struggles happen to a lot of people. But what makes this situation particularly interesting is the timing of it all, especially given the remarks that Marsau made only a month before this news broke. To put it simply, Marsau seemed to tempt fate in a big way by making some very controversial comments about suing God if something were to go wrong with the house, specifically, if a tornado were to destroy it. Yes, you read that right. Marsau, in a live stream, jokingly said that if anything happened to the house, he would be the first person to sue God. It's not hard to see how this comment might have rubbed people the wrong way. Marsau went as far as to say that if a tornado came and destroyed his house, he would take God to court, with his brother Maurice representing him. He even jokingly referred to the possibility of suing God in a way that many felt crossed the line. After all, when it comes to matters of faith and respect, making light of the Creator in such a way is bound to spark some controversy. To make matters even more ironic, Marsau was using this live stream to update his followers on the progress of the home, which had been nicknamed Bedrock due to the constant challenges and delays with the construction. He showed off the progress, including the excavation work that had been done, but as he did, he made that shocking comment about suing God. This wasn't the first time Marsau had made a disrespectful remark related to religion, though. In the past, he had also been involved in some heated arguments with a nearby church over events they had hosted. Marsau and LaTisha were planning to host parties and other events at their property, but the church next door, Progressive Union Missionary Baptist Church, had expressed their disapproval, particularly because of the mess that was being left on the church grounds after the events. Marsau, in turn, wasn't too happy with the church's complaints, calling them out publicly and even insulting them in a very disrespectful manner. He referred to the church as hating and made it clear that he wasn't going to let them stop him from having fun. Despite the tension between Marsau and the church, it was clear that Marsau wasn't backing down from his plans to host these large events at his property. The issue with the construction company that filed the lien, however, paints a different picture of Marsau and LaTisha's approach to business and finances. It seems that, while they were focused on building their dream home and making it the centerpiece of their social life, they were neglecting their responsibilities to pay the people who helped make that vision a reality. The unpaid debt has now come back to haunt them, and the mechanic's lien is just the latest in a string of issues that have surfaced surrounding the Scott family. The lien for $48,000 is a significant amount of money, and the construction company is now demanding payment for the work they've done. If the debt isn't settled, the lien could prevent Marsau and LaTisha from being able to sell or refinance their property, which would severely limit their options for moving forward with the construction project. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the role that public perception plays in the equation. The Scott family is known for being on a reality TV show, and many of their personal and financial struggles are on display for the world to see. Marsau and LaTisha's reputation and image are constantly under scrutiny, and this latest financial mess only adds fuel to the fire. Viewers and fans of the show may start to wonder how this debt and the mechanic's lien will impact their future on the show. Will it become a storyline that gets brought up in future episodes, or will it be swept under the rug in typical reality TV fashion? There's also the question of karma. Marsau's joking comments about suing God, coupled with his previous behavior toward the church, have led many to wonder if his recent financial troubles are a result of his disrespectful attitude. Could this lien be the universe's way of teaching him a lesson? It's a bit of poetic justice, considering that Marsau seemed so certain that he could joke about suing God and dismissing the concerns of those around him. The timeline of events adds another layer of complexity to the story. Marsau made his comments about suing God just a month before news broke of the lien. The timing couldn't be more ironic. It's almost as if his offhand remark about suing God was a sign of hubris, an overconfidence that he could joke about something as serious as the forces of nature and fate. Yet, just a short time later, Marsau finds himself caught in a financial mess that he can't easily escape from. To make matters even more interesting, the contractor that filed the lien has been trying to get paid for years, but it wasn't until recently that they decided to take legal action. The lien, which was filed for $48,000, is not just for the cost of the work completed but also includes interest, attorney's fees, and other costs. This means that the debt could increase even further if Marsau and LaTisha don't act quickly to settle the matter. The lien itself is a serious legal issue, and it could have a lasting impact on the Scott family's finances. If they don't pay the debt, the property could be tied up in legal battles, and they may have difficulty selling or refinancing it in the future. The construction company, meanwhile, has secured its right to payment through the lien, which ensures that they will get paid before anyone else in the event of liquidation or financial trouble. The story of Marsau and LaTisha Scott's $48,000 debt and the lien placed on their property is just the latest chapter in their ongoing financial and personal struggles. It's a story that has all the elements of a reality TV drama: tension with neighbors, financial mismanagement, and plenty of controversy. Whether or not this situation will be addressed on the show remains to be seen, but one thing is for sure: the Scott family's story is far from over. As we wait to see how Marsau and LaTisha handle the situation, the public continues to weigh in on their actions. Some believe that this is just the latest example of their inability to manage their finances, while others think that this is all part of the drama that makes their lives so interesting to watch. Regardless of where you stand, it's clear that the Scott family has a lot to sort out in the coming months, and the road ahead may not be as smooth as they had hoped.